In the early morning hours of February 21st, 2025, a woman in a Fort Worth suburb ran barefoot from her own home, bloodied, having just fought off a masked intruder with a lamp. She ran not to the police. She ran to her neighbor. She ran to the deputy fire chief. The man she trusted to protect her was the same man who had arranged the entire attack. Joel Jones was a hero in the community, a man who had dedicated his life to saving others. But behind the uniform and the bravery, he was the director of a sadistic plot that would make even the most seasoned sex crimes prosecutor shudder. This case is not about a crime of passion. It's about a crime of targeted spiritual annihilation. A deputy fire chief spent months engineering a brutal home invasion with one single chilling objective: to break a woman's Catholic faith. Before we go deeper into what the documents actually show, make sure you're subscribed to Audit the Case, because we don't just cover the story, we follow the evidence. The case began not with violence, but with a plan so cold and calculated that it reads like a psychological thriller. Joel Jones, a respected firefighter, used a dating website and a mere $100 to enlist an unwitting attacker. This man, believing he was participating in a consensual role-playing fantasy, broke into the victim's home, entered her bedroom, and proceeded to assault her. But this was no fantasy. The victim fought back, kicking, hitting, screaming, and when she finally escaped, she went to the very man who had orchestrated her trauma. Joel Jones was the first person she called for help. It was all part of his plan. The betrayal is so profound it is almost impossible to comprehend. He wasn't just attacking her body, he was trying to crush her spirit. He wanted to turn her into a case study of faith destroyed. And when the investigation began, instead of showing remorse, Jones doubled down. He continued to message his accomplice, demanding the recording of the assault for his own gratification, and then, incredibly, he began planning a second attack, this time involving kidnapping. The prosecutor in the case noted that after 30 years of working criminal cases, he had never seen anything like this. The motivation was not just violence. The motivation was to break the faith of a devout Catholic. It is a clash between good and evil that leaves you questioning how anyone could descend to such depths. He wasn't just a villain. He was the devil in a firefighter's uniform. And yet, the system worked. When faced with the evidence, Jones changed his plea, and a jury took just 20 minutes to sentence him to life in prison. It was a stunning rebuke from a community that had once trusted him to save their lives. They saw through his hero complex and recognized the predator underneath. But the victory is bittersweet. The victim, who has not been named, was spared a trial, but the trauma of what he did to her, and the fact that the man she trusted most was her tormentor, will never fully disappear. He tried to break her faith. The documents from the Fort Worth court, the plea deal, the recorded testimony, all paint a picture of a man whose arrogance was only matched by his cruelty. And so we are left with a final haunting question. Jones planned a second attack. The first was designed to break her. The second was designed to destroy her. What would have happened if he hadn't been caught? The answer, chillingly, is that we will never know. But the evidence leaves no doubt about his intent. He wanted to spiritually break her. This is a case that tests our understanding of justice. A life sentence feels just, but it cannot undo the harm. The victim remains anonymous, a silent testament to the cruelty she endured. The attacker, who served as the unwitting pawn, walks free on probation, a necessary evil to ensure the mastermind was brought down. And Joel Jones, once a hero, now sits in a cell, his legacy not one of service, but of pure, unadulterated evil. He tried to break her faith, but he failed. The case file, the indictment, and the sentencing documents are all publicly available through the Tarrant County District Clerk's Office. We direct you to the filings in State of Texas versus Joel Jones. Look at the evidence for yourself. He tried to break her faith. The question is, did his own arrogance blind him to the fact that he would ultimately be the one broken by the system he thought he could outsmart? That is the question we leave with you. What makes a man who saves lives turn into a man who destroys them? Let us know in the comments what you think drives this kind of calculated evil. And if you believe in following the evidence, not the headlines, then like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for Audit the Case, because we will continue to dig through the records, follow the paper trails, and expose the truth behind the stories that others are too afraid to tell.